The next thing we're going to talk about is the release frequency. And you've heard me talk about this on webinars before, but the biggest mistake that people make when using press releases is not using enough of them. And when I say not enough, I mean for a local company, and again, all averages, right? Your average company and your average vertical and your average location, 2 releases a month for 4 to 6 months, period. And then you're going to back off to 1 every 4 to 6 weeks as long as they keep paying you. But you keep sending out press releases, while they're still a client of yours. For organic SEO, same general concept, but since organic SEO and a lot of verticals can be a much more competitive than your local map packs, you may not be able to back off quite as aggressively or even at all. And one of the reasons why this is important is this blurb, and this is something that we've seen through testing over and over and over again for the last decade. But you may have caught that there was a bit of a leak last week about, or earlier this week, with some SEO metrics that Google tracks. And obviously we don't see all of their algorithms, we don't see all of the weights in the algorithm and that sort of thing. But one of the guys that put out a really great blog post about some of the high-level takeaways he saw, had this to say, and basically, talking about how freshness is really a huge quality signal for Google, and that when you're getting links from pages that are fresh, it has a much better and higher impact in your rankings. And you can see that lesson. This partially explains why getting links from highly ranking pages and from news pages yields better ranking performance. And that's because of that freshness factor. We've always known that freshness is a thing. We see that in our response from Google when we put out new blog posts and things like that. Having press releases, which inherently are fresh, they're inherently newsworthy, they're inherently relevant, having those come out on a frequent basis is a huge benefit over doing it once in a while and starting to lose that freshness factor, because now you've constantly got that flow of freshness coming in. You're going to be able to vary that frequency a little bit based on the competitive picture. So like if I live in the middle of nowhere in South Central Missouri, if you're trying to rank a local business here, you'll send out 1 every month, maybe even 1 every 6 weeks from the get-go, right? If you are trying to rank somebody in Seattle or Los Angeles or New York or Chicago or some big city, you may have to start with 4 releases a month. So when you have that highly competitive picture, you can go up to 4 to 6 a month, but don't go beyond that, because it really doesn't help. We've tested all the way up to 15. More than 4 doesn't help much, but you can see a little bit of a bump from 6. After 6, there is no difference whatsoever. So don't do it. Save your money, save your credits. And then also for those highly competitive spaces, you might have to keep that frequency up, and you can't back off at all or back off as much. I do use this anecdote often, but we've got one guy who promotes dental sites with our stuff, and he uses 6 a month like clockwork, period. Doesn't ever back off, because he's in highly competitive geographies, and he's in a highly competitive sub niche of dental, and the competition there is so fierce that he just hits 6 a month like clockwork, never ending. So